I've been really missing garage sales lately. Up here in the Pacific Northwest, this is definitely the wrong time of year for garage sales. Too wet, too cold. But there are estate sales. Hello everyone, welcome to Quarter Flips, or welcome back if this isn't your first time. Garage sales, there haven't been very many of them. It's middle of February, it's way too cold. I suppose in warmer parts of the United States, maybe it's garage sale time all year long, but definitely not here. And I know a lot of the channels that I watch talk about how there's not a lot of sales going on. The thing is, there are estate sales. There's always estate sales because, well, a lot of times they're having those sales because a person has passed on. They got to get that house cleared out and get it on the market, or just get things off their plate, you know? So it's not like they're setting up outside or opening up the garage. Usually you're going in the house and traipsing all through every room. They're trying to sell everything. So those can happen any time of the year. So while I was out doing roadie deliveries the other morning, I saw a green sign on a pole, on a light pole, and it was that lime green, that fluorescent lime green. I thought, garage sale this time of year? But no, it said estate sale. So I checked Craigslist on my phone to figure out where it was, and there was nothing listed. So I just had to follow the signs. It was one of those ones where I caught the sign on a main intersection. I had to go way out into a neighborhood. I started worrying that maybe the sale wasn't even happening, but I eventually got there, found it, and went in. Now, one of the things that I figured out right away was that I was not at the kind of sale where I was probably going to do very well. This was clearly an elderly lady who was into crafting and was quite religious. But still, even in a spot like that, I might find some places where I can get some value. So right off, I spotted some stuffed animals, a bunch of little plushes. They said $1 a piece. Most of them weren't worth anything, but I did find this warm whiskers rabbit, pink rabbit. This is a microwavable, like aromatic warming bead, almost like beads thing. I guess, you warm it up and maybe put it like on your shoulder. I know there are a lot of larger ones that go all the way around the neck that seem more sought after. I didn't find any comp sales for this on eBay, but there were some comparable things by this company. I think I'm probably gonna put this up for $9.99, take offers if anybody comes along and wants it. She had a little bit of media, so of course I was gonna check through that. There were some books in the bookshelves, but nothing I was really gonna be interested in. Some VHS, no. CDs, no. But there were some DVDs. Most of them weren't anything I was interested in, but these two DVDs were definitely something I was interested in. Brand new, unopened, still in the shrink wrap. Daniel O'Donnell, Hope and Praise and Songs of Faith, as seen on public TV. $1 a piece. Perfect. These are the kind of things I thought actually they were going to be worth even more. But once I got home and took a look at it, they're not worth a ton. But here's the thing, I might get a little bit more than other people get for these DVDs. And I've done this in the past and it has worked for me. And here's how. Not lotting them up, although that's maybe not the worst idea in the world. I'm going to put them up for $12.99 plus shipping each. And in the title, I'm going to end it with great gift, all in caps with an exclamation point. And then I'm going to say in the description, these will make a great gift for if there's an elderly person of faith in your life, something like that. I've done that before with stuff and had it work, where I sold something for a little more money than expected and pretty quickly. I think some people are just hard to shop for. Certainly, grandma can be hard to shop for a gift. These might be just the thing, for a birthday or for Christmas or something. So I do think I'm going to do all right with these. I think these were the best buy of the day, financially. I also found these old packs of zippers. Not old though, brand new, unopened. They are Talon zippers, all different sizes and shapes and colors. We've got cranberry, pink, dusty rose, wine, and medium blue. The oldest one here says it was 1959 on the package, and then there's 1975 for some of them also. I thought, these being old and unopened brand new, that I might be getting a real score at 25 cents a piece. But looking these up, no, it's not really gonna necessarily make me a lot of money. I think I'm gonna just put 5 of these together in a lot, vintage, unopened zippers, Talon zippers. Well, again, probably $9.99 plus shipping, and then if someone offers me, less, I would take it. But at a quarter a piece, I paid $1.25 for these. It's not bad. And I kind of jumped at it because I've done really well with zippers in the past, if you can believe that. Back in my storage auction days, I bought a unit that was a big sewing unit. Had tons of fabric, tons of thread, and bags of zippers. Long zippers and shorter zippers, blue, black, and white. They were nice zippers, and I just lotted them up based on size and sold them. I don't even think I was selling them for a lot, like $5.99, $6.99, $7.99, depending on the number of zippers. But I sold hundreds, if not, it wasn't 2,000, but it could have definitely been more than 1,000. I'm not really sure how many in all these bags in the end. I made more off the zippers than I paid for the unit, and I sold all of the fabric and all of the thread and everything to different people for a fair amount of money. That was one of the better units that I found. But it left in my head, zippers are good. In this case, zipper's not good. So you got to be careful. I didn't take a big risk. It's not going to hurt me. I might even eke out a few dollars. But the best thing, the best score of the day, and the worst, is this. Party Sweaters. Party Sweats by Linda Kiska. I'm just going to get some shots of this to put up on the screen so you can see what we're dealing with here. This is from 1988. This is my time. This is what people look like. In my head, when I think of people from the late 80s, these are the people I see. Look at them in their party sweats. These kids are at the bottom. These don't even look like the same photography style. They look professional. Anyway, this is awesome. So apparently the idea with this book is, you'd cut out these different flower designs and you would use them to trace around and then paint and then put glitter onto sweats or pajamas or shirts, and you'd make party sweats. And they'd be a lot of fun. All these people are smiling. They seem to be having fun. I think this is kind of a nightmare, and I love it. I really, when I bought it, when I took it to the person who was accepting the money, they took a look at this and their eyes got big, like they had missed it, like they had no idea it was in there, and they were just like, what? Yeah, score. I don't think I'm ever going to sell this. I think I'm just going to show it to people and get a lot of amusement out of it. Someone went to the trouble to make this. They wrote all the text. They drew out everything. They had the photos taken. They had this thing produced and they sold it. The audacity of some people, people are crazy, and I really love it. I love that someone wanted this to be a thing so much that they made it exist. That is one of my favorite things in life. If you feel that way and you want a copy of this, there are a couple for sale on eBay right now. No sold comps, so they're not even expensive, but I saw at least 2. So just look up Party Sweats by Linda Kiska and you'll find it. And she's got a bunch of other stuff on there too. Probably just as awesome. All right, so with this estate sale, I'm not really making out. I spent like $5, and if I'm lucky, I'm gonna make 40 if I'm lucky. So it's, still not a bad way to spend a few minutes when I'm out doing other work anyway, but I have had a lot better luck in the past at estate sales. A couple of years ago, I made a video. I talked about how I just found this great train set at an estate sale, but I had already packed the train set away in storage, and all I was showing was the haunted doll that came home from the estate sale. She's still here. She's still with me. She'll always be with me now. Yeah, so we were forced to bring this doll home with us. But this train set, I went and got it out of storage. And I wanted to take a look at it. I'll tell you the story. We went in. The guy was selling all this stuff. We were the only customers in there. He said, stuff had been moving. I saw this train set sitting there, and it kind of sparked my interest because train sets, miniatures, nerdy toys, all that stuff gets me going. I figured that one looks a little better than some of the others I've seen. I'll bet it's worth a bit of money. Should ask this guy what he wants for it. I asked him, he said, well, this was our family train set. our family like holiday train set. So I thought, oh, he probably wants a lot of money for it. So I said, will you take $20? And I thought that was like the starting point of the negotiations. I really wasn't going to go higher, but he immediately like sparked up and was like, oh yeah. No, I'll take $20. That sounds great. I thought, oh, what was all that? It was our family holiday train set stuff. Was he thinking I was only going to offer a couple bucks and wanted to get at least 5? And here I went to 20. I don't feel bad though, because I came away with something pretty special. This particular train set, low end, $200, but really realistically closer to $300 is probably what I would get for it. If I had it in pristine condition in the box, in better condition than this, and everything worked, I would definitely get over $400. So this is really good. I actually don't think I'm going to sell it in like this in the box, because that's a big box to ship and it's a big hassle. I might part it out because I noticed that people do sell different parts from this set also. So I'll do the math. I'll figure it out. I'm going to test it. If everything works, nothing is broken, maybe I'll figure it out. If everything is good and perfect and I could say works like a charm, nothing broken, then maybe selling it as a set altogether is the right way to go. But if I find that a couple of the pieces aren't so great, I'll part it all out. That means everything will be able to go out in a smaller box, and that'll be better in the long run. I used to go to a lot of estate sales. I used to get up early, get there right when they opened with lines of people. Remember one of them, they actually gave us numbers and they let us come in 10 at a time. And man, I haven't done that for a long time. And people were like fighting for stuff. It was crazy. I remember getting a purple Nintendo 64 controller, and I was picking it up off the table. A guy with armloads of other video game stuff, so he'd found where the actual video game stuff was, came over and saw it in my hand and was just like, are you gonna buy that? Yeah, it was the only thing I bought. It was the only thing I got out of the sale, because they wanted $5 for it, and I think I sold it for $29 or something. But yeah, I know you can do very well at estate sales. So while I'm waiting for garage sales to kick up again, maybe I'll try to hit some more soon. Oh, I also sold these DVDs that I wanted to talk about. This is a virtual walk DVD. This is the kind of thing I always look for, an odd sort of DVD that people just pass by. This is Cotswold Villages. This is basically, you put this on while you're on the treadmill and it's like you're taking a walk. They went for $11.99 plus shipping. Another type of DVD that can often pay off are these 90s erotic thriller type movies. I suppose late 80s also, if you can find them. $13.99 plus shipping for that one. And whenever I see PBS or History Channel DVDs, I always check the price. It seems like it's about 50-50 whether or not they're going to be worth buying. This one definitely was. I bought it for $1.50. It went for $9.99 plus shipping. So as usual, I'm not getting rich, but I could do a lot worse. And that's basically it. Yeah, this will be the 5th video that I'm putting up for February. Remember I started this, I was going to do a video every day, and then right away, no, that wasn't going to work at all. But with this video, I have already put up in 2026 more videos than I put up in all of 2025. Got myself back on a schedule. I'm excited about doing it. This is good. I'm going to keep trying to do this. I hope you'll stick with me. I hope you will like and subscribe to this video. And you know what would be cool is there's going to be an end screen coming up. It's going to suggest some of my videos. See if you've seen those and click on them and maybe watch those too. That'd be cool. Or go to the channel and scroll through and see if you've seen everything. That would be awesome. And leave comments. I'd love to hear from you about anything. Even if you don't have anything to say about what I've talked about in this video, just say hi. All right. Thank you so much. I will see you soon.